Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 48 of the Hopped Up
Hello.
Podcast.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Jonathan, and
And
that is Mark.
hello. Hi. It's hot outside, as you can clearly see.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot inside too.
Oh,
And people
looks like
just
I got the
left.
aircon
And they're
going.
just gone. It's like,
And
oh, yeah.
oh man, our chat went down to zero.
Oh, it's so
Oh
quick. It's so
no.
quick.
Starting off this Monday episode strong, guys.
Yeah.
Clearly, you can see we're at our A game right now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Anyway, man, how have you been doing?
Oh, I've been good. It's I made a post on Facebook just a little while ago. It was like
Facebook, what's
it's
that?
kind of yeah, it's I know crazy, right? Like um it's kind of a novel thing, that we had summer vacation this last few
Oh,
days.
you did? Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of a novel feeling having summer vacation again after leaving school for so many years. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, it was good. I also learned that so funny during summer vacation, all the cities they're empty. Like no one's here.
Where do they go?
You think it's opposite. You think like, oh, it's summer vacation, all the places will be bussing,
Yeah, just like go to
and
all the, let's go visit Osaka, visit Tokyo, visit Kyoto, visit somewhere.
nope, everybody not here.
What do they
They
just
all
like bug
they
out to
all
the
went home.
wilderness?
They all
Or,
went home. A lot of people just go home.
okay. So people
They
like
all
come
go
in,
back to their
their
hometown
families are
or
in different
wherever.
villages,
Yeah,
towns, whatever. All around. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so they'll take these long vacations and then they'll just all go back home. And so I found that very interesting because like, I'm sure like Taiwan's the same thing. Hong Kong was like that. Hong Kong's like any vacation you get, any holiday time you get, the influx of people, it just crowds everywhere,
Mm.
everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah, if it's a
And
holiday, it's like, especially the shopping
yeah,
areas or whatever, they're just like, and like near where I live, it's like a big entertainment district. Or if you go over by 101 area, it's just packed, just
yeah.
wall to wall people.
I mean, there's some places that's always gonna like there's definitely gonna be packed. Like going to the beach
Oh,
was pretty much out of the question because
yeah.
I guess definitely I was seeing like so many friends of mine posting, their beach pics or beach videos on Instagram, and beaches were packed. It's a good decision that I didn't go to the beach during Obon, which is the summer festival that we have going on right now. Today's the last day. Gotta go back to work tomorrow,
Oh.
but it is what it is.
Back
It
to
was a good
school,
Obon.
new
It
book
was it was
bag.
it
Actually, you get
was
that
it was a good
Japan
Obon.
always has like the really cool backpacks.
Yeah, and they're like lifetime warranted
Yeah, like you
because they're
buy one
super
and
expensive.
like you buy. I saw them there. I was like, man, these things
Yeah,
are expensive. I saw the price. Like, God, like I guess you just buy it once,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
your backpack.
yeah.
Like I remember
You
going to
know,
school. Like you go through like a backpack a year if it lasts that long. Especially with all the
mhm,
books they would give you by like back in
yeah,
my day. You'd be like stacked up with like 30 books. I go in with like every class is throwing something in. Their books are like solid inch thick. And it's just like
mhm.
you're breaking your back and it was cool. Like you only did one shoulder back in my day in school. It wasn't two shoulder backpacks. So like I'm sure I've got like shoulder issues from
Yeah, because you always want to be cool, just
you
want
be
to do that one
cool.
side.
I
Yeah,
can't do two. Like oh,
that's
dorks
right.
only now everybody
And
wears two.
yeah, and then you also got to be like, nonchalant about it. Everywhere you go, you got to chuck it on the ground,
Yeah.
kick it a few times. Like, I don't care, got to be cool.
Got to
And that's
color
how
in the
you,
JanSport
yeah.
logo, with the
That's why
Sharpie.
that's why everything breaks after one year, and your mom gets all upset. Like, how are you breaking your bag every year? I
I
don't
bring
know,
home like
mom.
20 pounds of books every night. Yeah, Stu's
Hope
like, that's the way it
everybody's
is.
doing good.
Yeah.
How's everybody in chat?
We got
Oh,
Bumpkin Stew, we got Winky, we got Razvan, we got Ho Ching Young, DJ.
yeah.
Did I miss
Full house
anybody?
tonight.
Freedom 762. We got a really full house tonight.
Full
Looking
house
good.
tonight. Uh, oh, Koshida-san hasn't showed up yet.
Oh, not yet, not yet.
But
So,
Koshida-san is flying to the US soon, so
oh, that's right. Yeah, he's heading out. Like, I remember that was really soon.
yeah.
Um, got an interesting topic tonight. One of our topics, and I'm sure the show will evolve. We actually have a proper topic.
Hmm.
Um, for this evening as I waggle my Glock pen at your face. It's kind of top
It's
news.
serious.
It's top news here in Taiwan. Actually, it's something
Hmm.
has been kind of I guess brewing for a couple of years. And no, it's not. Big Brother
It's
across the
not it's
ocean.
not the electric boogaloo, so
No,
it's
it isn't
not that.
Electric Boogaloo yet, but this is something totally different, scammy based, I guess, or
Mm.
it's interesting. Very crazy story, and it's just like the top of the news here, and it's
Hmm.
pretty wild. So we'll talk about
Well,
a little bit of
before
that.
yeah,
It's
before
probably
we get
something that's
into
not
that,
showing up in the Western news. So, but I
no,
know Stu.
probably not.
Anybody who's from here, yeah, Stu. I know Stu's gonna be telling you like he knew exactly what I was talking about.
I didn't even know what was going on too. Like I saw a lot of posts from Hong Kong and people DJ, here we go. So now I see a lot of people posting about it. I didn't know what was going on until you told me in pre-show, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, it's
I
hitting people
mean,
here, Hong Kong,
sounds
any,
terrible,
especially like the more developed East Asian countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stu charges T91. Anyway,
Uh,
so
what are you drinking
on the note of
tonight?
that, because we're actually be discussing Cambodia and a little bit of Thailand, and I figured, well, I couldn't find a Cambodian beer, so I got a Thai IPA just to kind of cover
Nice,
it. This is
nice.
the Mama Nakhon. Mama Nakhon, handcrafted with passion, Thai craft beer. I don't know if you can even see the very top. Yeah, there you go.
It looks nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like
It's a hazy
they
IPA.
mm,
Looks summery, man.
it looks really good. Like they're killing it with that 80s kind
Yeah, I
of
got
kind of
like
vibe.
I feel like these look like a pair of board shorts I used to own. I don't know.
Love it. Love
Seriously
it.
love it. So it's a 6.5 IPA. Let's give it a shot. Hazy IPA. I'm curious. I've been brewed and canned by Saigon Fuli Beer Company. So it's and actually it's brewed and canned in Vietnam, but it's a Thai IPA. Interesting. Imported and distributed.
Inspired by Thailand.
No, it's imported and distributed by Monacon Beverages Limited in Thailand, in Bangkok, Thailand. But apparently it's brewed in Vietnam and then imported in. So
Interesting.
it is interesting. Yes, very
Interesting. So interesting.
Vietnamese Thai beer by way of Vietnam, or Vietnamese beer by way of
By way of
Thailand.
Thailand.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I'm
One
gonna
of
crack it
those
open and see.
two.
I'm genuinely just I've never had a Vietnamese IPA, nor I think I've had what I grabbed an oddball Thai beer. The first one I had was pretty good. I forget what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot what it was. It was super like it was like just a couple shows ago.
Yeah, I didn't know the second one. That's the one with that weird dragon on the can. It was freaking
Mm,
pea water, man. It was terrible. So, oh wow, solid IPA vibes.
nice, nice, nice.
Nose really good. All right, they know what's up. This is pretty solid IPA, man.
Nice, nice.
No, like good, strong hops. Not too much bitter on the back end. Not too heavy on the malt, but it got a decent malt backbone. Hey, if you guys are IPA guys, like for real, I might hear
This
in
one right
Taiwan,
there.
or you can grab one of these things. If you like IPA, jump on it. It's pretty drinkable too. It's not overly, I'd say it's probably like in the 65, 70 IBUs. Just throwing a spitball out there. It's not super crazy high. It's not like 80s or 90s where it's going to be like bitter and just getting punched in the face by a pine cone. But it definitely has more of like the florally hoppy than you get like the crazy bitter punch.
Right.
So,
That's nice. You got that one. I have a another JR Premium Select Chuhai from
oh,
Kushida-san, courtesy of Kushida-san.
got 6 and 6,
Um,
man. You got 6%
yep, this
alcohol,
is
6% juice.
yep, this one is a lemon this time.
Oh, love the lemon.
It's gonna be good.
Still, like we talked about last show, double lemon, strong
Double
zero.
lemon strong zeros is the best.
There's
Not gonna lie.
nothing tops it.
Yep. Double lemon strong zeros is what's up.
All right, you got to tell me how this one is. The other ones were pretty good. Sweet,
Oh, yeah.
bitter,
This is a really good lemon Chuhai.
like a sweet, or is it more sour?
It's
what we got?
I'm gonna put it. It's got a good sweet kind of lemony flavor to it. Again, it tastes like a really good bitter lemon soda with a little bit of that little bite at the end because it's at 6%.
Yeah.
So not bad at all. Not bad at all. Definitely not as good as the lemon chuhais I was having last night at the
Oh,
izakaya, but you know, it's not bad. I see Ho Ching Young was grabbing his Suntory highball. I had some
Oh.
Nika highballs last night.
Nika highballs.
It's a Nika highball. So like Nika whiskey,
Oh.
the different one. Yeah. So I posted in the hop.
Oh, I saw the hop.
Instagram.
Yeah, I saw the IG.
Had that one. Gone back to my favorite izakaya here.
Oh, the one you hang out all the time now.
Yeah,
your
the one I
fave.
hang out all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm local now, which is great. People are still they're so in awe, enamored. how I can order drinks just, like I've lived here all my life, but that's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. It's
That's
like
all I got.
it's like me with my Mandarin. Like if I go and order food, someone like, oh, need a John Hall, and I'm like, oh, well, I just know how to order food. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Once we get past food, that's the end of the vocabulary for me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
dude, I can run down a menu like a boss. When we leave food and move to a different conversation, it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to like now I'm starting to understand more what people are saying, and then God bless them that they speak a little bit slower for me. But like, definitely like they would just go and talk to me, and I kind of understand what they're saying, and I just use whatever super limited whatever I have in my brain to reply, and then if not, then the Google Translate would come out. But usually they get it. Usually they get what I'm trying to say, and I usually definitely understand what they're saying too. And for the most part, it's been pretty good. So
I
last
think if
night
you,
was
the secret is if you try. I mean, that's what I've learned. If you just fumble through, throw what you can out there and try,
mhm.
especially if you're dealing with, I mean, I don't know. I think growing up American, right? I think we would make fun of people who have broken English. Like, like when I say we, I mean, not everybody, but there are a
Mhm.
large amount of people like, oh, make fun of people. Like, first off, every language is hard to learn. English is incredibly hard to learn.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like when you're in another country and you're here as a foreigner and you just put the effort in and try to speak the language, there's so much respect. And they're like,
Mhm.
cool, hey, you're trying. I get it. And they'll like
Yeah.
always work with you. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. And oh, hey, remember, social lubrication always works well.
Oh, dude, my Mandarin gets like
Oh yeah, that's right.
it jumps up a
My
couple grade.
Japanese.
The more I drink of
Right
this,
here.
the more of this, the more I go up a couple grade levels. I mean, it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's thank you. Thank you.
and my
That makes you
English drops a
highs.
few grade
My
levels.
Japanese.
English receipts. Or if I'm not careful, what'll happen is I have a few of these and I start speaking Spanish.
Oh man. I don't know why.
I've
Like
done
the
that.
urge to somehow like speak Spanish to people here is just so random. It's like I get something instead of like saying arigato, I just want to say like gracias.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know where it comes from.
I know it's weird. Like for me, it's like
It's
if I
just the
don't,
Spanish clicks in.
I know mine does too. My Spanish will just like click in and
Yeah,
because my
for
Spanish,
for no reason.
my speaking Spanish is not the best, but my listening and reading, like listening's
Mhm.
okay. Reading's pretty good. Like I got a fairly decent, like I can read and be like, all right, that's what this, there might be a word or two in there. I don't know what it means. Like, that's a little complicated word, but I can read pretty decent.
Mhm.
Speaking, I can fumble through. I can get by. I can definitely still get by. And it's weird because I took a few years in school, right? But that was it. Like this is back in high school. And I
Right.
felt like it just dropped off. But as soon as I started learning Mandarin, like my brain just like all those lessons
All
of
the Spanish somehow comes
just
back up for
back.
no reason.
It's like that part, like it's like that somebody like blew the dust off the door, opened the door up,
Yeah.
and it's like, hola, like the Spanish that
Exactly.
comes out. I'm like,
I'm back.
where did this come from? I do not remember being this good at reading
Yeah.
Spanish. And I'm like it's just all like maybe I was paying attention and not flirting
Then
with
you
that.
kick yourself in the butt, right? And you're like, man, why couldn't I remember this when I was in school?
Well,
Because like when it mattered.
my problem is I was flirting with this little blonde girl who used to sit in front of me.
That's why.
Like all through was it my sophomore or junior year? I took it second and third year in high school. Forget which year it was. I think it was it was my junior year. And I think she was she was a grade below me. I was just
Mhm.
flirting with her the whole time. Like in the class. Oh, the teacher would get
Priorities.
so mad at me.
Priorities.
Uh
Priorities.
anyway.
Oh, so you know what I found? I was out with the Kushida-san on
The
yesterday, and we're just having some drinks, and he was telling me that there is a place in Nipponbashi where they sell all the different types of instant ramen, right, from all around the country.
Okay.
Right, the ones that are limited to certain areas.
Wait,
right?
is it like cooked or is it in the package?
No,
still?
it's in the package.
Okay,
right?
so they like
And
collect the
yeah,
best instant ramen from around the country. Okay.
and they resell it there. and they even tell you like serving. It's like 1 person, 2 person, and it comes in the baggie and it tells you like, oh, this is from whatever prefecture, and this is from what or from famous in whatever place. And then so I finally found it, and it is legit, man. It is like, it looks, you walk in from the outside, it looks like all those anime figurine stores, right?
Okay, yeah.
Super colorful, really poppy. You look inside, everything's nicely put on the shelves. So from afar, I'm like, what is that? That looks interesting. I've never seen this before. So I walk over there, and then lo and behold, there it was. And I go in and I want to snap pictures, but I think I didn't know. I didn't know the etiquette. Like, am I allowed? They didn't say no pictures, but I didn't want to be going in there. I was like, oh my
I know that's the thing about
God.
Japan too. Like, there's not many places that let you film or record. It's kind of a taboo ish.
Like, I didn't want to go in there and be like, wow, and then walk out.
Yeah.
That would not been that would not
Did you
be
buy
great.
anything?
No, I didn't get anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
anticlimactic.
Yeah, I didn't get anything. I mean, because it was there's so much there that I didn't know what to get. Like,
Oh, it's
I just did
overwhelming.
not,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
just
it was
like
very overwhelming. Like,
too much.
wow, there's stuff from Kagoshima, and then there's stuff from like Okayama, and there's like stuff from Hokkaido, and then stuff from like down in Okinawa, and then all this types of instant ramen in the packaging, and they have it all displayed, and then like just stacks of it behind, and then you can just like pick one. It's not even that expensive. It's like 130 yen,
So
140
cheap,
yen,
like a buck,
150 yen. Yeah,
dollar
it's
a
like a
piece.
buck. It's really, really cheap.
Wow.
But yeah, that was pretty interesting. I was just kind of walking around after having some food and some drinks with Masaki. So you know, I really wasn't in the mood to kind of really pick up anything. Plus, my phone was dying. I had to go home and charge it before I head back out. So yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Dude, I would have
Ramen
gone, I would have done
heaven.
the
Yeah.
opposite. I'm with DJ, man. I would have rolled in there and been like, I would have grabbed a basket and just be like, I'll try everything. I'm a sucker for that because, like, I'll go to like
Hmm.
the international grocery stores here and they have like a section of ramen and it's like just random different country stuff. And they
Yeah.
typically have like 7, 8, or 9 different Japanese ones, like some from Hokkaido, some from whatever, like what you're
Yeah.
describing. So I'll just roll the dice, but they're crazy expensive here.
Hmm.
Like, they're super expensive. Like, they're like $5, $6 sometimes for a single one. So I'm like, I'll try one. I'll grab one. I'll like, they'll sit here for a little while. I give it a shot. Be like, oh, it's okay. Oh, that was really good.
Hmm.
That was kind of basic, so I'll keep giving them shots. But like, to
Yeah.
walk in a shop like that for like $1 each, I'd like
Hmm.
walk out with like a trash bag full. I'd be like $50 poor and be
Yeah.
like, all right, I
Yeah,
got ramen for
exactly.
the next month.
You never know until you go through the whole rack. That is absolutely true. You know,
Yes.
uh, but I'm just like, I'm not really too hurting for instant ramen at the moment. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. I still got to get like my grill and stove situation sorted. It's just it's kind of on me. I just been kind of caught up with so many other things to get that thing done. But yeah, I do want to get that done because like, I want to get it. And then the thing is, because it needs to get hooked up to the gas that is right outside, like where the stove would go.
Hmm.
So I gotta get somebody to come and hook it up. So if not, like I would have done it myself, but
You
I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to make
blow
I
up.
don't want to blow anything up. So maybe yeah, gotta get that. So once that's done, then I can start cooking here too. And so I'm looking forward to that.
So mukbang
Yeah.
videos coming from you soon?
No, 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 man. I can't do that. I can't do that.
I'm too old for that.
Takoyaki mukbang.
Takoyaki. Like, how many takoyaki
Oh
can you
man.
eat?
Dude, that would be
Ah,
so much fun though. Takoyaki mukbang.
Mark Bong. I think that's on ph.com,
Yeah,
not
that's
here.
right.
That's a
That
totally
is
different genre. That's not all you
yeah,
can eat
that's
food on video camera.
yep. That is something different.
So, I'll tell you the Thai, not bad. I'm gonna say, for like, probably one of the better Asian IPAs I've had.
Hmm.
Still the best Thai, man. Those guys just,
Right.
they know what's up. They really know
Hmm.
what's up. And the hardest part is, I think there's a lot of places that probably could make a good IPA, but it's just
Yeah.
getting the hops.
Hmm.
Like getting the actual hops, like the proper ones to do a proper IPA is just got to be so expensive and so hard. You got to import them in. I'm sure there's
Right.
regulations and taxes and tariffs and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Speaking of
Yeah,
taxes and
yeah.
tariffs, you know that project I'm working on, that thing I showed you,
Yes.
I've like my sales guy he got married, the guy I've been working with for this company. He's back. I've got my next sample coming, and I think we got the last little tweak I want to get to make it like done. And this will be ready. So
Hmm.
as soon as I get them, like I'll definitely hook you and the guys up. I'm hoping to have them. I'll ship most to the states for
Hmm.
web sales, but I'm gonna try to bring some and do like maybe the launch, or at least show you guys when I'm there in November and bring some for everybody.
Nice. Do it.
Yeah, I know
Do
I'm being teasing.
it.
I got a new product launch, not patches. I do, of course, I do the morale patches at patchfiend.com. Shameless self promotion, I do have something new.
Patchfiend.com.
Patchfiend.com. This podcast brought to you by patchfiend.com for all of your morale patch needs.
Where's the snazzy graphics?
I should. I can make them in OBS. Like patch feed. I should have like totally over the top like 80s like explosions, bald eagles, like
Yeah.
flying.
Bikini girl with the big hair,
Yes, like
100%.
the
Yes.
glow, the
Yes.
gorgeous ladies of wrestling
Hmm.
style type.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but no, I got something new, kind of branching out into a very different, similar but different genre.
Hmm.
Pachu Findu, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, man, that's I got that going. I've been working on that. Finally got that done. I got a bunch of other stuff going on, man. I'm looking at my list of projects. I'm looking forward to you guys, though. Can't wait to
Hmm.
come to see you in a few months.
Yes, please. Yeah, that would be great. Can't wait for the rest of you and everyone else to come visit
Jeez,
as
it's
well.
gonna be a crowd, dude. It's gonna be.
It really is. Like I was counting just the other day, like I was just kind of as I was on the train to Arashiyama, I was just kind of going through some notes and stuff like that, because this week's been a really big week for us in terms of content and stuff like that, and how much, we've been pushing out this last whole week. It's been every day except for Sunday.
I know, dude. That like when you
Um,
told me you were doing like a 6 day a week content thing, I was like, whoo,
yeah.
good luck with that. That
6 days a week, only one time a month. Everything else is 5 days a week.
okay.
So
But still,
because I want to save the
5 days a week for video based content.
mhm.
I mean, we're not talking
Yeah.
about like text based or whatever. Or
We do
images.
we do shorts on 2 days of the week, and then we do regular full episodes for 3 days of the week. So
That's moving, man.
yeah, I mean the eventually what I would love to do is to have more people contribute, and we can fill out those 2 days with normal scheduled programming as well, and then we supplement shorts every day. That would be ideal. That was
It's about
something that I
5
would
long
love to
form,
do.
5 shorts daily.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the Gary V content approach, man.
Well, but the good thing is, here with the company, they're giving me a lot of flexibility to be able to do to be able to do so much more with the platform, right? So like we really want to make it into something that's really like donut media, right? You can come every day for something that you really want to watch. So like I'm going to start getting into maybe lists later on, but then I also want to be able to leverage friends of ours in the community and say, hey, you know what, why don't we take this opportunity and spotlight someone and say, hey, you want to give us 4 videos and we'll send you maybe some cool swag, do like a maybe like an influencer highlight or something. We'll call it something snazzy,
Good.
right?
Send me a heavy hanger.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm using the cheap Chinese knockoff scuba gear hanger in there.
Well, whenever you're here, you can just, tap Koshida-san on the shoulder. Hey, Masaki, I hear you have something nice.
Yeah. I'll do a video on the hanger. No, I've got it. Yeah, I just finished my loadout, by the way. Not to get too down there.
Nice, nice.
So I'm pretty happy. That's like I think 95% done. I'm like just finishing touches. So
yeah. Anyways, didn't want to dive too much into
that
work.
stuff. Yeah.
I'm super jazzed about being able to do this and really kind of run the channel how I've always envisioned a really fun YouTube channel, or like an airsoft based YouTube channel to be. This is how I would have always wanted to run one. And so here I am, and I hope you guys are here for the ride. So super happy. But getting back to what you were saying, yeah, we're gonna have a really big crowd this time.
Yeah, dude. How many people are coming? Like how many
I think
influencers slash
I
industry?
think there's like 5 people who have never been here before. Yeah, there's 5 that's never been, and then there's 3. No, actually, no, that's not true because you're part of the 5 people. Um, so we have uh, 3 that's definitely never been. Then you and Stu, which makes up the 5, like influencer wise.
Okay.
And then we have, of course, our buddies from Crytek, uh, and oh, blanking.
Evic guys?
Scott.
Scott, is Evic gonna come? Evic crew or no?
Don't know yet.
Not
I
yet?
think
No, sure.
so. It's
Dude, they're so
like
busy now, man. Those guys are
they
like
are.
they're running an empire. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
man. They got like 5 locations or whatever it is, and multiple
Mhm.
warehouses. They've got
Yeah.
a dynasty to run over there.
True. Like I don't know that side. I think Masaki's handling that side of things.
Hmm.
Everything else is kind of being run through like Ryan or myself, and we're just trying to keep on top of things. Just I think when time gets a little closer, like maybe towards mid-September, October, then we're gonna really gearing up with a little bit more communications back and forth.
Yeah. So
So
speaking of September, October, pivoting a little
yes.
bit, are you ready for our 2 month cut challenge, get rip challenge?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Me too. I'm ready. I've been holding off. I mean, I've been doing like strength. I've been focusing on strength. I'm toward the end of my program, and we only have what, like a week and a half left in this month? Oh, 2 weeks left in this month.
Yeah,
So
I'm so ready.
I'll be at week 10 on my 12-week program. So I'm going to cut it at week 10, and I'm going to switch to an 8-week cut
Yeah,
program. So
yeah.
that's gonna be my focus once we start. So for those of you who don't know, Mark and I are gonna be doing a 8-week cut challenge. Not really a weight loss challenge, but more of a fitness challenge. We're trying to
Yeah.
drop a little body fat.
Yeah.
See what we can
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I know you've been focused on bulking in the gym too right now, right?
Not really.
Just
I've been
strength?
actually, yeah, in anticipation for this. So what I've been doing is I've been doing a little bit of both. Like I've been really, really, really cutting down on a lot of the super heavy stuff, and I'm just kind of buffing out everything I have right now. So I'm doing a little bit like lower weight, higher rep stuff. Just trying to get the shape back in, the shoulders back looking normal again. Just try to get everything, chiseled back in the right proportion. So when we do switch, right, then I can just continue with like just lower weight, higher rep, maybe drop it down one more level. So then I can just really focus on just getting the overall look.
Good,
Right.
because I'm already signed up for some classes. I already got one class signed up. So I got a couple like fitness classes I'll be taking to help with my cardio. So all cardio classes.
Yeah.
Not strength. Strength I'm just going to keep with the gym. I'm going to do
Mhm.
the same. I'm switching over. I'm still I've got a couple. I'm trying to hit some PRs. So I
Mhm.
really should be doing what you're doing and like transitioning to higher rep, less weight. But
Yeah.
I've got a few PRs. I just hit a PR on my back, and I'm trying to hit a PR rep on my bench.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, I kind of want
Oh,
to.
I've totally given up on PRing my bench press. I've just stopped.
Well, you need
Because
okay. If you want to PR your bench, you're gonna have to have somebody that can spot you. You're not
that's
gonna. You're
number
not gonna be able
one.
to, man.
Number two, I don't have a proper bench at the gym, right?
Mm.
The one we have at the gym is literally the bench in the squat rack.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's too high to do either because like it's too high for you to have proper contact, for you to have a properly arched back.
yeah. To have your
So
feet
to
on the
really
ground
hit,
and
yeah,
the arch
to
back.
really
Yeah,
hit. So like I'm not tall enough. So I'll be
I
honest.
can
I
see the thing
can't
is,
do
I
it.
can use the bench. I got these crazy long legs, and my arms and my legs are really long. My torso is shorter actually,
Mhm.
so I can actually get on the bench in the squat rack and I can do it. I can arch
Yeah.
my back, but like that's not something most people can do.
No.
I just got these gazelle legs. Freaking
Yeah.
heck, man.
Yeah,
Um,
DJ. I mean, right now I'm sitting in between where I played offense and defense when I was in football. So I'm like right in the middle. So when I played offense, I was way leaner. I was 185 pounds, looking at about like 12% body fat, 13% body fat. Like I would just breathe and then the abs would just rip. And then I started to play defense, so I needed to bulk a little bit more. Thank God, happiest moment of my life. I just start eating and drinking
You're
beer.
like, yeah.
I was like, yes.
I'm doing my math real quick. Let me see. 83. Okay, so here's where I'm at right now. I'm For those of you like I'll do metric and imperial for everybody. So metric wise, I'm 181 centimeters tall, and right now I'm 83 kilos, like almost exactly in the 93. Sometimes like 83
Mhm.
point something. I might dip down to the high 82s, but I'm like floating right at 83, whatever. For those who do imperial, that's roughly 6 feet tall and about 183 pounds is where I'm at.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm probably going to drop if I can do this right. I'll probably drop to about 80 if I can
Mm.
cut. I'm going to try to cut 2.5 to 3 in 2 months. We'll see if I can do that
Yeah.
while maintaining the muscle. So I'm going to try to
Yeah.
drop that in fat. I think it's
Mhm.
doable to drop two. I think I can do a kilo a month for sure. If I get aggressive, maybe a kilo and a half.
Yeah. I think like for me right now, usually the hardest part about all of this is the dieting. Dieting doesn't mean like you're not eating certain things. Dieting
Oh,
just simply means what you eat, right? It's
yes.
not eating. Like you cannot not eat your
Oh,
way
God,
into
no.
looking good. You
You
can't,
have
it's
to
impossible.
eat. Like sometimes, like
Yeah.
if you're in bulk mode,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to eat when you don't want to eat.
I mean, even if you're cutting
Oh,
and you yank the carbs out, right? And you got
yep.
to fill it up with a variety, not just one, but a variety of protein, and you got to put some carb in some other way, right? You got
Yep.
to use potato, sweet potato, or like, maybe like more grain stuff, red
Like a
rice, brown
quinoa.
rice,
Like I'll
quinoa.
do like purple rice, or I'll probably start mixing in quinoa with my rice. So I'll do like a
Mhm.
purple white mix with quinoa and
Yeah.
get like a blended mix
Yeah.
to get more of
Yeah.
a balanced carb setup.
Mhm. That's right. I mean, right now I'm at the position where I'm kind of pretty good at kind of feeling everything that I've set myself up to, where all I need to do now going into September is I pull the card.
Yeah.
Right. So every night when I'm eating my bento, I already kind of have my bentos kind of filled up, like, okay, which days does 7-Eleven sell certain bentos? And then I'm already eating the ones with lesser rice in it. Like it's already a smaller bento that I'm eating, which is like 50% of the rice and the 50% of like whatever protein. Then I'll buy another like pre-made chicken breast, right? So really all I need to do now is cut the rice, pick up the salad, the chicken salad, and then just
Mm,
keep everything the same, right?
yep. And then
So
just
I can
grab
just,
some veggies for filler, things like
yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
some broccoli, some other things. Anything you can use to fill in with like the
Mhm.
greens.
So going forward, like on nights like this, instead of drinking this, I have a really killer fat burner sitting on my counter outside. It
Yeah.
is a
Head.
mango habanero fat burner, and it's
Yeah.
very
It's the
delicious.
bucked up one, right?
Yeah, it is.
So heads up, for the months of September and October, Mark and I will be limiting our gainer shakes. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so we'll be like, I might partake in a little like clear hard liquor, like a little tequila or something like that as a
Mhm.
treat, here and there. I'm not gonna like what I typically do. I'm not gonna go super hardcore, and this is I think something I've learned, for a couple
Mhm.
like doing this for almost 2 years now. Kind of learning and watching all the stupid videos and trying to figure out the fluff and the trash and then what works with my body because
Mhm.
everybody's different.
Yeah, yeah.
Is I still have my reward day. I still have my Saturday, right? My Saturday is like, okay, go have
Mhm.
fun, right? I don't go
Yeah.
like blast it out with like crazy carbs, but I might go to like an all you can eat hot pot, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say
Yeah.
skip the rice, skip the noodles, and I just go
Yeah.
like wild on the meat and the veggies, right?
Yeah.
And just like I'm still getting like protein overload, which is okay. It's not so bad.
Mhm.
I'm like dodging the carbs. Yeah, it might be higher calorie, but I'm not like destroying. And then on those days, I might just do 2 meals, right? I
Right.
might just have like a morningish meal or afternoon meal if I'm going wild. But normally I do like 3 or 4.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of these healthy bento boxes you can order here. And a lot of them now
Yeah.
let you do like half rice. So what I'll do
Yeah.
is I'm going to switch and I can just check the box for half rice and they give me more veggies instead. And it's usually like a cabbage or some kind of leafy green. So they're almost just all filler, which is great.
Mhm.
Um,
DJ, it means less is more, than we have to endure the lesser fancy retro IPA shakes.
yes, exactly. Less of the retro IPA gainer shakes.
Yeah.
So
It's okay. It's only gonna be for like 2 months.
yeah, well,
You
we'll
know.
still trust me. If I see something cool, I'm still gonna grab it. I'm still gonna do it on the show,
Mhm.
but I might not
Yeah.
do what I'm doing tonight and have two. And I
Mhm.
might not be too tall
Right.
boys. I might like look for something a little lower alcohol, so it has lower calorie.
Mhm.
try to stick something in that 4 range. So I'm watching my calories or,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
I mean, a lot of times like people get like the wrong idea about like carbohydrates. I think like, it gets a bad rap. Your body needs carbs.
oh,
It's what
yeah.
generates energy. It's important.
If you
But
don't,
like,
you'll be like
yeah,
weird, foggy headed, dizzy, like you
people
can't
people who
focus.
do completely no carb, no sugar are bodybuilders leading up to competition. Like the last final 2.5 weeks going up to competition, they'll eat no carbs, no sugar. They won't drink water. They'll only drink coffee
Yeah.
for 2.5 weeks. And that's because it dries out their body incredibly. And they'll have no carb. They will only eat super lean white meat.
It's how they get
That's
that
fish and
crazy,
chicken.
like
Yeah,
that skin that's just like paper
that's
thin.
right.
You
That's
ever
right.
watch Christian Guzman? You
No.
should check him out. Christian Guzman, he owns Alpha Elite and all
Hmm.
that, and his
Right.
wife owns Buff Bunny.
Hmm.
He had a series a couple months ago. He did like a 30 or 60-day series of him getting prepped for a bodybuilder competition.
Yeah.
And like he would show his food and these are super long vlogs, so you got to be committed. Like these are like some of his like
Yeah.
30, 35 minute long, but he'll
Hmm.
show like his whole day and like how he goes through some of the stuff. Like he's weighing things out like to the gram.
Yeah, exactly. Some friends of mine back in Hong Kong, they also do bodybuilding competition. It was like one of the first, second times they're doing IFBB, and one of my good friends actually won gold for the Hong Kong Natty. So he was like all natural, nothing else, just it's all natural physique, and he won the championship I think last year. And so yeah, watching him go through that, it was just he kept on trying to rag on me as, oh bro, you should do it, you should do it. I'm like, no.
No, because like
I
if you
have to
want to
play
watch,
football. I can't do that.
right, and you like the last like a couple weeks leading up, like to your point,
Yeah.
like watching this Christian Guzman guy, like he was like literally he wake up, I was like, I can't move. I'm like, I'm sleepy all day. I'm lethargic. Like they cut out all the carbs. He's like, this sucks. He's like, I just hate it. Like I goes, he's done it multiple times in his
Yeah.
life, but he's just like, this is the worst thing. It's like, I would never like watching. I was like, why would you do this? I mean, I understand why, but there's no
Yeah.
way I would do it. And I
That's
think
right.
his first video when he was done, it was like 3 or 4 days after the competition, and I think he added 7 or 8 pounds in 3 or 4 days. He went
Yeah,
up
for
7 pounds,
sure. Yeah.
and the dude is huge. And I think his like bodybuilder weight was like 179. He was
Ooh.
under 180, and the guy's jacked and he's tall.
Yeah.
And like you got to think about all the water that's just squeezed out of your body if you're like
Mm.
that big of a dude and you're
Yeah.
only like 180 pounds.
Yeah. You breathe and then you see his
Oh,
fibers
it's
on his
just yeah,
skin.
it's yeah, it's that. It's just veins
Yeah.
and fibers and all that. It's like that's just unhealthy, man. That cannot be good
Yeah.
for your.
You cannot sustain this. Like this is why like I think like Rich Piana kind of talked about it before he passed away. God bless him. He said like, he just wanted to win one time and then that was it for him.
Yeah.
Like after he won that one time, and he came out and said it, because a lot of people they dope, right? The
Oh,
big Mr. Universe ones, 100% they're doping.
there's no way
And
you can't get
that's
that
why they have
big.
a all natural division, right? So like yeah, Rich was telling us like, yeah, man, like they go through a lot to get that, but it's unsustainable. You can only do it maybe once or twice or three times and you're done. I mean,
Yeah. It's just so terrible. It's incredibly rough on your body. Like
yeah,
his workout regimen, the food, all this stuff, like watching it, it's just like it borderlines on torture.
yeah,
It looks
yeah.
like to me.
It really is. It really is.
And speaking
But
of borderlining on torture, it's a good
oh,
segue.
are we getting into it?
It's a
Taiwan
good
is
segue
wilding.
for our next topic. So most people probably don't know this if you're outside. Actually, I gotta turn my fan on. I gotta cool off. This is a hot topic.
This is a hot topic. This is spicy.
This is spicy. Let me turn this thing on. Turn
It's
it down
a
so it's not so
spicy
loud.
topic.
All right, there. Hopefully you can't hear that too much. So, this has been the talk of the town in Taiwan. Yeah, Angkor, what? What? That's true. So, Cambodia has always been on my list of places to visit. For now,
Right.
it's definitely off that list. As well as like Thailand, Myanmar is obviously not exactly the safest place to visit. Yeah, exactly. Not the edgy teen kind of hot topic.
Oh, this edgy, but not for teens.
Yes.
Oh,
So
this definitely edgy.
apparently this is something that's been going on for a few years now, and it's been unsung, undiscovered, not talked about. I don't know what it is, but like it has popped off here in the news due to a documentary that was released by, I think it's a British documentary company. They did a documentary on this. They went to Cambodia. They showed all these places. What is happening is this huge issue of human trafficking and people being literally abducted in this massive scam. So it's pretty wild. The scam, basically, there's a couple different variants of it to get you to get there. So one of them is like you work for a company here in Taiwan for like months. You get hired, you're brought in like, hey, we want you to be a relationship manager. They kind of check your sales skills. And then at some point they offer you this fantastic upgrade position. Like, hey, look, our Cambodia office could really use you. You're good at what you do. You're good at sales. We'd love to get you out there. And it's a massive pay increase, like 2, 3x, 4x the average good salary here. Like crazy numbers, right? And you're actually working at a company here. You're working, doing a job. Like, it's legit. Like, well, I've worked for this company. Why they be paying me every month? It's okay, cool. Yeah, sign me up, man. If this is good, sure, I'll go and do that. How long is? Oh yeah, I'll go over there for like 6 months, a year, whatever. Make some good money. Come back. Hop on the plane. Get over there. You land. They're like, hey. They greet you. They're like, hey, baby, come on over here. All right, cool. They come on. Whatever. They put you on a shuttle bus. And yeah, if it sounds too good to be true, like Stu says, it is. They get you on the shuttle bus, they get your passport, and you're theirs. They own you now. And they own you in the worst of ways. So and like I said, there's a few variants. The first initial wave of these people apparently were brought that way in. When they get there, your job is to basically recruit other people, right? Mm-hmm. So they brought you for your sales skills. You're Taiwanese. They want you to reach back into Taiwan from Cambodia. You're locked in a building. You can't escape. If you try to run, like, you're threatened, like to the edge of like there's armed guards that won't let you out. You can't leave. They say if you go to the police, they'll kill you. They'll do these things, horrible things to you. They have your passport, so you can't really leave. By the way, there's no Taiwan embassy in Cambodia, so you can't just run to the embassy and ask for help. And so you're stuck inside, and there's videos, like literally videos all over the internet, like people getting beat. If they try to like escape, try to like upload a video to show what's going on, they would get beat, hit with cattle prods, countless cattle prods zapping. I mean, there's some terrible videos, and they're out there. I'm not going to put them in the show because like we would
obvious
absolutely
reasons.
Probably have this video taken down. It's some hardcore bad juju stuff. So that's what's happening. So now you're having to go through your friends list. Everybody, you're recruiting people. Then they put job listings, and there's some postings out there right now. They're like, hey, we're looking for relationship managers to come to Cambodia. They found like the job listings are all disappearing now because there's so much press around it. But they're saying, hey, come to Cambodia. We can, there's this great job. It pays, like 100,000 NT a month, right? 120,000 NT a month, which is 2-3x. Like the average salary here.
Right.
So it's really good. You're like, oh, heck yeah, man. I'll go. That's great money. I can go there, make a good wage, save up, come back. I'll be good to go. They kind of feel you out. They make sure you don't have family. It's going to miss you, things like that. Off you go. Here's the other part. If you're female, you're sold into the trade, typically.
We all know what the trade is.
If you can't recruit, you're sold into the trade. Most of the men are recruiting. The women are taken away to be put a part of the trade. And if you can't deliver, they basically give you a short timeline. So once you get there, you land, they're like, all right, you have this long to show that you can recruit people. And if you can't, they literally sell you off and cut you up, take your body parts, sell them off. Like there's a list. Oh my gosh, did we have a crash? Am I still good? All right, we're still good.
We're still good.
Like,
whoa, you
something
got
like OBS just crashed.
Man.
I'm like, are the Cambodians hacking me? Like I had a pop up. Literally, it's just a chat window died. It's good. I'm all right. So I had like this hard crash, like super eerie. Anyway, let me check to make sure the stream's still live.
The stream's still alive. I'm still
sure?
looking at it right now.
No,
I'm looking at it right now.
I've got nothing on the stream. Hang on.
Really?
Nothing. My whole stream page crashed.
Nope. Gaussian Kinetic said we're still here.
We're still there?
We're
I have
good,
nothing.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to bounce the page. I hope I don't lose you guys. If we do, oh my God, please don't.
We're still good.
What's going on? Not enough memory to open this page.
What?
What?
The page died. but not the Cambodians.
Oh my
You
God.
stew.
Really?
Dude, anytime we talk about spicy stuff, man, YouTube's watching.
You should be
It's
watching,
not
man.
it's not even that spicy. Come on, YouTube.
Okay, it's still going,
this is
still
a
going.
documentary. Yes.
Ooh, yeah, all the RGB, not enough RAM. Okay, we're back. Okay, good. All right.
All the RGB, not enough RAM.
Like literally, like I'm telling you, talk about the spicy stuff and immediately we crash out. My God, what is this? What is going on? Oh my God. Anyway, all right, we're back. Chat's back up. All right. Hey, don't hack us. So anyway,
It's not worth your time, I promise.
they
There's
literally
nothing
have,
here worth you to look at, you know.
yeah, there's nothing here. Yeah. So yeah, we know exactly. They're at my computer. They have like a chart. They're showing on Taiwanese news of what your organs are worth. Like this has this much value, this much value, this much value, and like they sell you off and chop you up. Or if you're not performing or the whatever, they're starting to move you around. So what just happened a couple days ago was the obviously the Taiwanese government, ever since this documentary came out, is like it's kind of all this attention on it. People are aware of it now. The government's aware of it because the people that are disappearing, they're picking people that maybe don't have family that will miss them,
Right.
things like that. They're very smart. This is not like just grab everybody because it'll just get too much attention. They're trying to get people that don't have family that'll look for them, things like that.
Or bad family relationships.
Yes, exactly. That
Probably
too.
a big one too.
Yeah, so they're
You know.
being people that like that. They're smart about their criminal activity. They're not
Right.
being careless, but enough of it's happened now, and like more people have reached out, like that are caught, like please save us, that it's starting to show up. Like because they take your phones, there's no way for them to communicate. There's no embassy to
Right.
go to. The police, for the most part, are in on it. If you do escape, you get to the police station, they're paid off.
Right.
So like in those areas, like these companies, and from what I understand, now we're about to get the umao in our chat that it's it's Cambodian, but the management overlay is Chinese. From what you understand, from what
Right.
they're saying, the report. This is from the documentary. Now, I'm not just hearsay. I gotta find the documentary and link it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to watch that
But the
documentary.
management overlay is Chinese apparently,
Mm.
and it's not just Taiwan. They're grabbing people out of Hong Kong, any developed Eastern Asian country that they can get
Right.
people. They're doing it, and there's value to these people. Like they're saying, like an average Taiwanese person is worth like $30,000 US.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not recruiting, then at least they can chop you up and get your
Yeah.
parts, and there's value
Yeah.
to the parts. So
It's funny if that's the end goal in the first place.
Mm.
You know, I'm not funny, but like that's probably their end goal in the first place. To set these lofty things, like lofty goals for you to achieve. Oh well, guess what? You just didn't earn your worth. I guess it's off to the meat grinder with
But
you.
I guess if you're
Hope you
recruiting,
didn't drink too much.
exactly. If you're recruiting, then at least you have value to them. Like, okay, you're bringing people in, therefore. And I think apparently you can get out of there if you trade. Some people have been able to like try to get out. They say, well, you got to trade with somebody you know. So basically, you got to sucker one of your friends in, and then they'll let you go. So
Right.
trading a life for life, which is just terrible stuff. This is horrible stuff. And like
Yeah.
I've seen the videos of people get beat. This is no joke, and it's all over the news here. Like really. So
Yeah.
this is what's going on, and they're now moving people around Southeast Asia. So like they're flying them to Thailand, and then from Thailand going to like Myanmar, other places. So just 2 days ago, a flight left Taiwan, or not Taiwan, left Cambodia to go to Bangkok, Thailand, or I think it was Bangkok.
Right.
It was in Thailand. The flight, there was kind of, I guess, somebody paying attention, like, hey, there's a bunch of Taiwanese on here. The news is starting to pick up, and the Taiwanese have been working closely with the Cambodian government and also the Thailand government. So when they landed in Thailand, the Thailand police were there along with the Taiwanese that have been helping get this happen, and they found 12 Taiwanese on the plane. And out of the 12, 9 were people that had been taken against their will and scammed and had been in servitude. So they were able to they were like, do you want to come back? They're like, yes, please get us out of here. 3 opted not to. And those 3 were taken into custody by the Thailand police department. Now those 3 are believed to be Taiwanese that are part of the scam and the management side. Like,
Right.
maybe they were good recruiters. They just kind of like started doing this, and they moved up in the ranks, and they became part of the program. So it's pretty real. I mean, this is actually really happening. The police are stationed at the airport, warning everyone taking a flight to Cambodia. Are you going for a job? Tell us about, like, you don't want to go. There's a scam. They're standing there, like, at the checkout counter before you get your plane ticket. You have to go talk to the police before you
Right.
get on the plane to make sure you're not going to get scammed. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think it's, guys, we got some young people in here. When you go for a job interview, you know, a lot of times I didn't get this until I was a little bit older in my life and kind of, been through some of the a little bit more serious interviews. When you go interview with a company, remember you're also you need to also have a mindset that you need to interview them,
Mhm.
right? You're also talking
Yes.
to them, right? Like you need to kind of feel them out as much as they should be feeling you out. We're all feeling each other out, you know what I mean? um
Out or up. Never mind. Keep going.
hey, whatever, we're feeling, we're touching, we're going
Lots of
places.
feels.
Yeah, lots of feels.
All the
So like,
feels.
just when you go, also, have a little bit of onus on you. Look at where you're going. Does this place look dodgy? Why are we not meeting at their location?
Mm.
Okay, if we're not, what's the reason? Does the reason check out? Right? Does it make sense? If they hand you their business card, does the business look like it makes sense? Is it super vague? Right? Because I mean, this is really bad. I mean, this is a bad. You could get chopped up and put inside somebody else, right? I mean, the flip side of this is you could also walk into these pyramid schemes not even knowing,
Hmm.
right? So just keep an eye out. A lot of times, Stu is right. It's sometimes if it's too good to be true, chances are it's not true.
It's really hard these days. I don't know in the East, but in the West, especially if you guys are in the West, like if you're looking at a company, you should be like on Glassdoor checking out their reviews, glassdoor.com. It's a great site that basically lets employees of the company
Yeah,
leave
Glassdoor, great
anonymous
one. Yeah.
feedback about the company. And of course, there's always be salty people that got fired, but like look at the overall, like, hey, it's good. They'll give you
Mhm.
salary ranges. They'll kind of like, you can get a lot of information. So when you walk in, you can at least know like what to expect salary range, what the job requirements are, any kind of weird cultural things that could be a problem or positive. People that have been able to negotiate and interview, like say, sometimes you can negotiate extra weeks of vacation. They'll negotiate on salary. They'll give you a lot of great information to walk in
Yeah.
to have a negotiation. Remember, just like Mark said, the whole job interview process is a two-way interview. You're checking them out, they're
Yeah.
checking you out, you're seeing if it's a fit. As you move through the process, you can negotiate. If it's not a good deal, you just don't buy. You don't put
Yeah.
your name, or in this case, you don't sell because you're the product being sold. They're buying you for a salary. So just don't sell and find something else. It's being happy at a job is far more like not happy. Let me say this: not being miserable at a job is far more important than earning a little bit of money extra.
True.
There's
That's right.
always, let me tell you what, it's all like if you go home miserable every day, you're going to hate life.
Hmm.
If you go home and like maybe you're making like 5 or 10% less than the next person, you can work a side hustle after your work and you
Hmm.
can gap up that 5 or 10% because you're going to come home with energy. You're going to be refreshed. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
the job that during the day is good. I can come home. I can just do some of these other side hustle things. I can have like this. I can get a couple older user cars and like rent them out on Turo. I can go get, like there's a lot of people doing that, like Turo, like buying like $3,000 or $4,000 like older cars and just put
Oh
them up
yeah,
for rent.
yeah.
Yeah. So you can do some side hustles very easily. You can like go and sell stuff on Amazon. You can do a lot of things. There's a lot of very valid side hustles out there.
Oh, for sure.
You can learn how to code in your spare time at
Hmm.
night. Like, if you're not going to side hustle, at least educate yourself. When you
Yeah.
come home with that energy, the positive energy, because the work doesn't drain you dry mentally and
Hmm.
physically, then you've got a lot you can do with your life.
Yeah.
So,
Also, like, to your point too, like, to add to your point, sometimes making less money isn't always a bad thing. If you're making a little bit less money but doing what you love to do, then it's really not that bad of a thing. It will not emotionally drain you, and
mhm,
don't let other people shame you for that.
yeah.
I'll be very candid. Before I worked for Red Wolf, I was in a very, 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 very corporate job. I was head of retail and operations for an import export company, and I was making very good money. But it was very it was very stressful, and it really was not doing my health or doing my mental health any benefits. So when I switched to Red Wolf, you know, I was I did take a significant pay dive, right?
Yep.
But it was okay because I enjoyed doing what I was doing, and I finally was able to work in a place where I feel like I can do this all the time. I can talk about, you know, what I do all the time, and I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy it. And it put me in positions where I can meet so many of you guys, and it's very rewarding for me. And you know, after, you know, years of hard work, you know, it kind of paid off with where I am today.
Yep.
And
And
I
the same
think,
same story with me. I had 42 employees. I was working in a Fortune 500 company as a service delivery manager over a huge team.
yeah,
Same thing. It was a great paying job, fantastic in the States, but it was so stressful. So
that's right.
stressful.
That's
And
right.
leaving that coming to do airsoftology was a massive change. So like Mark and I both are speaking from a
Hmm.
place that we've done it. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna break our rule. It's scary as fuck to leave that job. Like I guarantee you leaving that job where
Hmm.
you were like, God, am I making the worst decision of my life?
Well, here's the crazy part, right? Because when I left that job and before I joined Red Wolf, actually, I was in another company that hired me on for about 3.5 months before they pulled out of Hong Kong.
Oh no.
Um, so I was there for 3.5 months, and then then it came to the end. Oh, you know, sadly we have to let everybody go, and you know, we're pulling out of Hong Kong. The company's kind of going in a different direction. Thank you for all your services. And I was like, what? And so
Mm.
like, and at the time I had a return offer from Apple to kind of work as one of their store managers and then Red Wolf at the same time. So like, you know, long story short, you know, I chose the I chose Red Wolf. But you know, I did go through the process of, you know, kind of talking to Apple and going through that with them again. So, you know, that was interesting, you know, little bit of time there. But yeah, for sure. Like, you know, it is very scary to walk away from something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, it's just, you know, when you go into an interview, just make sure you have some onus on you that you go in there as well, like with the mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna check these people out. And don't, you know, to be very honest, and I'm gonna call out some of my Asian brethren. You guys are so hung up on making quick money that
Mm.
is detrimental. It's so bad. Look, everybody want to make a quick buck, but it is so ingrained in East Asian culture that you got to go and make the quick money. How can you do the shortest amount of time and maximize all this money? Doesn't matter if you're burning bridges, doesn't matter if you're lying, cheating, stealing. You got to make the quick money. And I hate to say it because, hey, I'm allowed to say it because I'm half Chinese. So, you know, and I've seen so many of my good friends
Well, this
like
this isn't
lose,
this is
you
a
know,
cultural thing, not a.
yeah,
I
this
think
is
it's a racist
not a
thing. It's a
race thing.
culture.
It's not, yeah, it's
It's
a
a
cultural thing. Yeah.
cultural business thing. Like living here in Asia, I've seen it absolutely. The business culture is, with exceptions, of course, quick money.
Yeah.
Quick money
Yeah.
is always like,
Don't think like that, guys. Like, you know, young guys in the chat, you know, just don't think like that because it's not beneficial. You're not helping anyone and you're definitely not helping yourself. So definitely just like whatever you do, just have a plan. Like, of course, don't stay in one place that if you feel like you're not going anywhere and wherever you're working for isn't going anywhere, of course, onwards and upwards, right?
yeah.
Definitely. But like, don't try to go into a situation because, oh wow, this is gonna give me like 4x of whatever. And then you go in and your mind is so fixated on the money, you don't care about anything else. And I think that's what these companies, these people, these predators are out here like capturing people because of this type of thinking.
I think it's everywhere. I mean, like, there's definitely people in the West that absolutely positively quick money, quick money. It's out there. It's everywhere. Like everyone
Yeah.
wants quick
Of
money.
course.
But
Yeah.
I think when you look at countries that maybe the average earning is a lower, from a
Hmm.
global average standpoint, if you look at
Yeah.
global average earnings, there's a lot of countries where the earnings are gonna be lower. It's just natural,
Hmm.
right? Though I think when you look at countries where the average earnings lower and lower, the quick money mentality is greater typically
Yeah.
because Like there's obviously like you're on the internet, you see these guys like, man, they got like McLarens and they got all these cars. I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to have that. The thing is, those guys don't even have that.
It's all rent. It's not
Dude,
theirs.
I can go rent.
Yeah.
Like I can go rent a McLaren and throw it on my IG. I can rent one like every week. I can rent a McLaren.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
yeah.
what. We have a friend who's like he's not in chat. I'm not going to name his name. I don't want to call him out. We have a good friend that has a very nice car. Very nice car.
Very nice car.
Very nice car. And let
About
me
to be
tell you-
featured in the music video, by the way.
Yeah. And let me tell you what. This guy owns like 4 companies and he works his tail off and he built them
Yes.
up from nothing. And he's put in decades of work to get there.
Yeah.
That's where
Personally
you earn
hand
it.
delivering orders.
Yes, personally, like literally doing that for years and years and years, like making nothing, putting all the money back in the company,
Mm-hmm.
and then starting the next company. As soon as he has enough and that one's profitable, the next company,
Yeah.
and the next one, and the next one. And he's juggling all these companies and still keeping them all going. It's
Yeah.
hard. Like if you want to do it the right way and have that cool car, but also have that huge safety net so you can retire comfortably and not retire broke, you know, that's what
Yeah.
you got to do.
That's
And
what you got to do.
you got to surround yourself by people that think like that.
Yeah.
I know it's so cliche, but oh my God, if all your friends sit around and play Xbox all day long or PlayStation 5 or PS5 or whatever, and all they're doing is playing video games all day long and they're just going to the bar and that's it, you will never get ahead in life.
That's very true.
Period.
That's so true. That's so true. That is very, very true. I mean, like, look, this is not us taking a dump on the pro gamers out
No.
there. Good for you.
Well, if you pro gamer's different. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're around a bunch
Good
of,
for you.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have
know?
4 or 5 friends that are pro gamers, guess what? You've got a pretty damn good chance to become a pro gamer too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Surround yourself. If you love gaming, go find guys that are pro
Mm-hmm.
gamers.
That's right.
Get
That's
better.
right. Yeah. I think let me clarify, like, what I'm saying is a lot of these people out here in Asia that take advantage of people who are looking for that quick buck, they prey on a very innate Asian cultural sentiment, and that is you need to build your own wealth. There's a pressure for you to, especially for men, young men, to have an apartment, to have some savings, to be able to take care of your parents and your grandparents, and to be able to make money, to save money, put away your money. Money is very important, and they prey upon these feelings to get people drawn in, right? And I think that's why a lot of people, sadly, here they fall for a lot of these things, because they do prey on this cultural sensitivity that a lot of these young men or young people have. They see like, oh man, I gotta get this high paying job. If not, I'll never be able to, buy this pay the down payment for this apartment so I can marry my girlfriend. If not, she's gonna run off with this other guy.
Yeah.
Sad, but that is so true nowadays. Especially, I can speak for hours about this topic in young men in Hong Kong. What they have to go through. So it is sadly.
Yeah,
what it
it's very
is.
like living here. It's very, very different east and
Yeah.
west. I mean, like obviously there's some core things. You don't want to be. You need your own place. You got to be self sufficient. You want to be successful in life. You need to, and that's the core, right? That's that's universal.
Well,
Absolutely
living
universal.
here is also very different too. Like, it's very
But-
eye-opening for me, like, to see a lot of young people have actually struck out, and they live on themselves, live by themselves. Like, I asked some of my friends, "Oh, do you live with your family?" I said, "No, they live here by themselves."
Is that more
And
common in Japan than?
I think look, every young person that I've talked to that's younger than me, right? Unless they're in school or maybe in college, they are not living with their family.
Is that the difference? Like, because rent and earning potential is a little more balanced there versus like
But
Hong
then
Kong or
again,
Taiwan?
Probably, but at the same time, remember the economy here, the deflation economy here is really taking a toll.
Yeah, it's pretty rough,
Cost
man.
has gone up, but the minimum starting wages have kind of stayed the same since the late 90s.
Well, from what I understand, like Japan's still not raising interest rates. Like they're kind of still they're like the last holdout. So
Yeah.
that's what's keeping them like that's what's keeping the yen really deflated comparative to other currencies because they're still running that near zero interest rate that everyone else has kind of given up on
Right.
globally.
But the biggest issue is, cost is not coming down, right?
Mm.
If it's not deflation, it's shrinkflation,
Yeah.
right? You know,
Dude,
and I
it's
see it.
expensive as a grip to like I was talking to Masaki, we were sharing like container costs. And he was sharing with me like how much it costs to get a container in Asia to Japan. And
Mhm.
it's darn near what I spend to send a container to the States. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Yeah.
This is just it's just this far, not
Mhm.
that far. Like you can
Yeah.
have it in a week. I like mine's a well over a month, right?
Mhm. Well, at the end of the day, I just think, like, without getting into national economics, I just find it very interesting that, a lot of people here, they moved out. They're very independent. And I think that's something that, I wish more people in Hong Kong would do. Uh, and more people hopefully in Taiwan could do. People in Hong Kong, they talk to me all the time, like, "Oh, Mark, I could never do that." I'm like, but okay, my question to them is always, do you want to? And they're like, yes. Okay, then what's stopping you? Oh, well, well, then there you don't want it enough, right? It's so clear. Look, if you want some independence and you want to go and live your life and do what you can, look, you can do it if you wanted to. Guess what? If you have to wake up 30 minutes earlier every morning to go to work, but you get to live your own life, go ahead, do it. Maybe that was worth it for me. I that made them that was worth it for me, but I guess everybody's a little bit different. So
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Like cultural
yeah,
differences are it's just
yeah,
it's eye opening, and there's positives I think in Asia too. I mean,
hmm
like it's just different. Everything's different, right?
yeah,
So let's see, yeah, Japan rent stayed reasonable. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Because like here, I'll tell you right now in Taiwan, the rent to income ratio, if you want like a decent apartment, it is not like you
but it
can get
still
like
makes more sense to rent than to buy. I mean, if you talk about like
oh
a monthly
you
expense,
can't no
right?
you can't afford to buy here
Exactly.
like if I wanted to buy my apartment, it'd be a million US.
Hmm.
There's no way I could afford a million US apartment. Like
Yeah.
flat out. Like I'm especially here. I'm like, why would I mean like and it's 800, 900 square feet, 800 square feet. Maybe
Yeah.
it's two bedroom, two like this is one, other one, my main bedroom's over there. Um all that stuff. It's not cost effective like to buy.
Hmm.
I mean, the
Yeah.
interest rates are fantastic here. Like the government controls a lot of that. They do a good job. But bottom line, I mean, like for you to be able to afford a home, it takes some massive, massive savings. And
Yeah. Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
also it's such a big thing. And this is why I know we haven't talked. I kind of maybe next week want to talk about this whole Evergrande slash banking crisis in China and how that
Mm.
affects the global economy. Not that I'm an economist, not that, but I mean, there's definitely some impact coming. I think it might be a good topic for next week to give you guys an idea. Just for someone over here who's in Asia and we see the news different than in the West.
Yeah.
This whole Evergrande housing crisis in China and
Hmm.
the subsequent banking issues, things like that. It's pretty impactful. It'll impact the global economy for sure.
Yeah.
The for here it's the same in the same way having a home is your credit. There's no credit like in the States we have like credit scores, right?
Hmm.
You build up a credit score, you can go get credit, you can get things, you can get money. Here you have to have an asset to put up to have something. So you have to save,
Yeah.
save, 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 or have family money or something, and then you can have an asset, and then you can borrow against that asset.
Yeah.
And that's why real estate here is so inflated. But then when you rent that same real estate, it's so deflated. Like my rent for this apartment is nowhere near
Yeah.
close on par of what you should be paying for a near $1 million
Yeah.
apartment.
It's
Like,
it's peanuts.
yeah, $1 million apartment would be like 5, 6 grand a month, 7 grand a month,
Hmm.
6, 7 grand a month rent. I don't pay a fraction of that. It's like
Yeah.
20%, 10, 15% of that in rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that level. I mean, it should be if real estate. So real estate values are inflated because people use it as a place to put it, and it's an appreciative asset. It appreciates obviously dramatically because you need it to have access to loans, and that's just what the way the economy works. But a lot of people, I know in China, like the percentage of asset like tied up into real estate is insane. Percentage of like people's wealth is
Yeah.
so massive. It's like not sustainable. And here, I'd be curious to see the same numbers. They do a good job here. Like basically, your first house you can get for a pretty small down payment and all that. Your second house, you get a like second property more. Like your third property, you got to put like half down. Like
Yeah.
they don't want you leveraging the next property against the next one against the next one. They don't let you go down that chain of like, oh, I got my first one, I'm gonna use that to borrow against the next one, and use that to borrow against the next one, and like you chain reaction, so you have like you overstretch yourself, overextend yourself, because that would happen
Right.
very quickly. But anyway, yeah, it's just it's interesting to see how economics difference is in different countries, and here, like for me to have any kind of access to money in country, I would have to own a home. There's just no way around
Oh
it.
yeah, for sure. For
But
sure.
as a foreigner, oh my God, it's like like for me to
Yeah,
get a loan
it's
versus a
almost
domestic.
impossible.
No, I
Yeah.
mean you can. It's just crazy. It's like it's not the same. It's like, oh wait, you're not. Oh well, that's gonna be like your down payment's like 4x of.
Yeah.
Like there's.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. Like you pretty
Yeah,
much
it's
have to
the
get
same thing
married to
here.
someone
Yeah.
here and then just put it in their name, because that's the only way
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to get real estate at a reasonable amount.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely definitely, like it's the same thing here. Like it's very difficult for people, for like a lot of foreigners to get any kind of loans here because you're considered a flight risk.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Of course.
But it's weird
Um,
for a real asset though. As long as there's like, I mean, at least you cover like the depreciation. So, like in the States, it's like 20% usually is your risk percentage on a loan. So like when you go buy a house, you put 20% down. You can avoid what's called PMI, which is basically mortgage insurance. So if you default on your mortgage, you pay like this extra monthly fee to an insurance company. Let's call it for PMI, which covers if you're not putting 20% down on the house, you have to do PMI. So until your equity value of your home, how much you have a value of your home exceeds 20% of the total, like, so the equity exceeds 20% of the total value of the property, you're going to be paying PMI. And that's based on property assessments
Right.
and loan assessments. So up to that point, you're paying this interest fee, right? Because you're
Right.
basically covering the fact this interest, like if you default, you run away, you die, something happens to you, whatever, the bank who's backing your loan is going to be covered for that gap. Because if they have to liquidate your property, I mean, they don't know the condition it's in.
right. Yeah.
It's like disrepair, whatever. They may have to sell it like 20% below value. So it covers their loss, a potential loss. But once you get to that 20% point, you're free and clear of that, like you're covered and you're good and you're like considered no risk. But I think I know here, like it's beyond 20%, which you have to put down.
Here, I don't really know because I haven't really got into it. Anyways, again,
So yeah, sorry for
before
the
we get
finance. We got
into finance.
we went from like
We
human
will help
trafficking to
Ho Chin
finance
Young.
to
We will help Ho Ching Young in his questions, but first, I'm gonna go get my next drink.
yep. And I crashed again. So Mark's doing that, and I'm praying that my computer comes back. Like I don't know what's going on. By the way, the whole thing about all the RGB and the RAM, all these are independent lights. Believe it or not, I run my entire stream off. You're gonna love this. I got a 13-inch Razer laptop, little 13, the Razer Blade, the small one, and then I've got the an external eGPU with a 3070 video card in it, and this is my stream. My stream is literally running off a 13-inch laptop. It's a pretty decent setup, but tonight it is just being a bear. So, hey, stream still go. What is this? Master's Dream.
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Oh, that would be like heartburn bomb for me. Is that a lager? It's a lager though.
This is
Unfiltered lager.
Suntory, of course. Oh, that's so good. Yep, that's excellent. It's
So-
that
it's
hoppy.
so-
It's that hoppy Suntory premium malts. A little bit sweet on the finish. It's excellent. It's good. It's good. It's good beer. So, anyways, Ho Ching Young, you have a question? He's
Yeah.
like,
By the way,
need to help a
by the
brother
way,
out.
you do chat. I can't see chat anymore. My thing's
Okay.
bombed.
Ho Ching Young said, need to help a brother out as we will have 2 3-day weekends in Japan in September. Really? We're looking for a short trip maybe not all the way to Kansai. So, uh, dovetailing to his second comment, as the travel expenses is somewhat too expensive for only a 2-day trip, anywhere you guys can pull out ahead of near Tokyo. So, I'm not too familiar with the Kanto region. However, Ho Ching there is a YouTube channel called Japan Guide, and they have. Let me make sure I'm not leading you astray, and double check the YouTube channel. I think it's Japan Guide.
Be careful. Be careful with some of these search terms. You might
Yes,
end
it
up.
is Japan Guide.
Might end up in the wrong
Japan,
spot.
yeah, just Japan Guide. So they actually have really good guided videos on 2-day trips, 3-day trips, 4-day trips, and weekend, like whole week trips, or even day trips, where usually they'll base it out of Tokyo. So I'm biased, but usually they'll base it out of Tokyo, and then they'll show either a closer region, or you can either take Shinkansen or other trains to further out regions. When you're in Tokyo, for me, I would probably suggest going maybe somewhere in the middle. I would hit Nagoya, if anything. It's not too far. It's not all the way down here in Kansai. It's not all the way to Kyoto. But yeah, check them out. Japan Guide. They're really good. They also have a website, Japan-guide.com. So check them out. I think you'd find a lot of info there. I usually I watch them religiously when I was in Hong Kong as well. It's so funny. One of their chief editors, his name was Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
A British guy. British guy named Chris Evans. He said he was leaving Japan Guides to come to Hong Kong for greener pastures. What an idiot. Because he also came right during the protests. So
Hong Kong greener pastures?
what an idiot. I actually saw him in Hong Kong one time. In Happy
mold
Valley.
can be green too. Just want to throw that out there.
He was in Happy Valley. And then I saw him because it was during the protests. And then I saw him say, "Hey, Chris Evans, Japan Guide." He looked at me and said, "Hey, how them green pastures coming along, bro?" And he looked at me and he just kind of looked off and he walked out. I also had all my football gear on, so maybe he didn't want to get into an altercation
He's like, this guy.
Sorry, it was one of those moments. It's kind of like, oh, I just had to do it.
Yep. It's like, you left there for here? What?
Hey, you know what? More power to him.
There's probably some great things there's still some positive, I'm sure.
He was with his date though, so I guess that was the greener pastures.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
You know what they say about British dudes who come to Hong Kong?
What?
Was that can't make it in London, so comes to Hong Kong?
Oh, really? I don't know. Yeah. I've only been to Hong Kong, what?
Stu, help me out, bro.
I've only been to Hong Kong, what? Twice? 3 times? 3 times. Twice? 3? Yeah, 3 times, I think.
Yeah. Failed in London, comes to Hong Kong.
See, Stu knows.
No, Stu didn't comment, but like it was it was, I remember because it was Andrew, our the Red Wolf's new presenter that told me that the acronym FILTH.
Yep.
Failed in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filth. That's pretty funny. Yep, man. It's life. I don't know. Right now, I don't know if Hong Kong would be a solution for a lot of people. Man, so much going on in the world right now. I don't want to get. I'm trying to avoid the political topics. Like that's why I wanted to talk about this Cambodian thing tonight.
Look, I look for the Hong Kong, for people who may be wondering, hey, Mark, you lived there for so long. Like, why are you kind of taking a poop on him? Let me give you some context. In 2018, okay, when life was normal, in 2018, one of the major newspaper publications in Hong Kong did a survey, a wide sweeping survey, asking people between the ages of 18 to 35, right? If money was not an issue, would you choose to rather purchase property and live in Hong Kong, in the future, to have a family, or would you use that same money to move abroad? 75% of people within that age group chose to leave.
Wow.
I'm
As soon as
not
you
the
said 75, I was like, I know which way this one's swinging. This is 2018. This
75%
is
of people. Yeah.
pre C19.
Yes. This 75% of the people chose to leave, with the leading areas being North America and
Australia.
Europe.
Oh, in Europe? Really? Not even Australia?
North America and Europe. So Europe,
Oh.
including UK and mainland Europe.
Yeah, that was
Just,
back
just
when this pre-Brexit too. So
I mean, I think it was like during that time already, because Brexit was 16, right? So, but they
yeah,
just lumped it all together, like
yeah.
UK, Europe. So it was North America and Europe was leading the charge, and then you had Japan, Korea, and Southeast Asia. As they didn't even include South America as an option, but anyways,
That's really okay. I'll be honest,
you
man.
know,
South America is down on the radar because to get to South America, you got to go like up, over, get to North America, then you got to go straight down. It's a
yeah,
long. There's no
it's a long
straight.
way there.
There's
Yeah,
no straight shot to South America. It's a long. It's like a
yeah,
2-day journey by air, and that's
yeah,
on a good day. That's
yeah.
if you just jam them back to back.
So there are a lot of issues with Hong Kong, that again it'll just take me a whole podcast to tell you guys about, that just makes it very difficult for people that are middle class to survive.
It's
I'm not talking
expensive.
about live.
It's so
I'm talking about
expensive.
just survive.
Yeah.
If you're loaded, Hong Kong is fantastic for you. If you're dirt poor, you're kind of screwed. Actually, no, to be honest, if you're dirt poor in Hong Kong, you're actually okay. If you're in the middle, you're done. You're cooked.
You're getting
You
squeezed.
just you are. Isn't that true everywhere else in the world? But anyways,
Yeah,
in
no
Hong
kidding.
Kong,
Like you just, but I think it's just it's amplified in
yeah,
Hong Kong, just because it's such a crazy expensive city to live. It's so packed full of people. It's so dense. You get
mhm.
nothing to live in.
So Ho Ching Young, I really want to address this issue. So like people in Hong Kong talk about the golf course in Fanling. It's not in Fanling, it's in Shengshui. It's right next to where I live. And I am on board that they should not turn that golf course into a property development. Number one, my family, my Chinese side of the family, ancestral land is on that golf course. So when the British came in and built the Hong Kong golf course on that land, they had to get the agreement of all the local villages to share that land to build on it. In return, they offered all the villages, people who are Aboriginal, that you can enjoy the course for free. And you still have access to your ancestral graves and 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 recreation within the old course, which is what they're talking about right now. I am absolutely against the government going in there and building, because number one, it's there's people's ancestral land there. Number one. Number two, it actually serves to really bring a lot of the villages together when they go and enjoy and they go play golf. It's not just for the rich and famous. The rich people, they play on the new course. What they're talking about is the old course. There's two golf courses there. So my birth father was actually a superintendent on the old course. I used to go play golf there with my grandpa when I was 13 to 16. So I also have a lot of personal memories of that area. I absolutely do not agree with building property there. If Hong Kong want to solve its property crisis, it's really easy. Stop letting people from outside of Hong Kong buy property.
Hey, they need the votes, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting
Stop, stop,
political.
stop.
Hey,
Yeah.
the best way to
Stop
get
letting people
votes is
outside that
move
do it.
people in
Yeah.
that'll vote for you.
Yeah.
If you can't get the locals to do it, move somebody in that will.
So I was like, definitely, if they want to solve it, it's really easy. Just cap. Oh, actually, no. It'll be don't foster monopolies, Hong Kong government. How about that? Right? They only allow 3, 4 pre-approved property developers to buy land.
Really, that's it.
Then yeah, that's it. That's it. And then they all look like, oh, we're all gonna bid for this land. It's an inside game. Everybody knows.
Like
Everybody
I get
knows.
this one, you get the next
Yeah.
one, you guys get the next one, and the next one's back to me again.
That's why I think to all my brothers and sisters in Christ back in Hong Kong, I swear, with all the money you guys are saving, take it and do an investment immigration somewhere else.
There you go.
Take your money and go
Well,
somewhere
you put
else.
your money where your mouth is. I mean, you literally have
Exactly.
done that.
That's right.
There's opportunity elsewhere.
There's
Like I said,
opportunities everywhere in the world.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go. You absolutely can go.
Hmm.
You're
You know,
never truly like I don't know. If you're in a developed country, you're not always tethered to where you're from. Like there are some countries where you're just bored. There's no
Yes.
way out. But it's a very slim chance to get out. But
Hmm.
if you're on this podcast, you can move. I mean, look at me. I
Yeah.
came to Taiwan. I love America. I love, well, not to get too political. I love America. I love the people, the government, not so much. But I love my home country, like absolutely. The current administration, but anyway. That said, I love it here where I'm at now.
Hmm.
Like, there's a lot of great opportunity around, and it's scary, man. Especially moving somewhere you can't speak the language. You've done it now. I did it, like literally
Yeah.
showing up. Like for you, it's safe. You go to a Chinese speaking country, you go to an English speaking country, you're fine. You went to like neither. You're like
Yeah.
straight to Japanese. Good luck with that one,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people can say like, oh, you're here and oh, you have Masaki. He's like your bro. Yes, I know, but I'm not attached to him at the hip,
Yeah,
right?
he's not a personal
Man got his life
translator.
too.
Guy's
Man
got a
got his
life.
life too.
Yeah.
I have to go and kind of make my own way as well. But I'm just saying, like, people back in Hong Kong, whoever's listening to this, whoever needs to hear this, take the savings you have, go somewhere else. You know, uh, I read all these posts of some of my dearest friends back in Hong Kong, just complaining. Oh, the government. Oh, living here sucks. Blah 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 blah. Then but then they're doing all this to save up money to buy an apartment there. Then they're going to be permanently
Because
shackled there.
it's the thing to do. It's like, oh, you better buy a house. You have to do these things. Because like back to the thing, you got like to be a successful person, to attract a woman, to do all these things. You have to have a house. You have to have
Yeah,
go somewhere else. Do it, but do it somewhere else.
yeah.
That said, I think this is a good segue into next week's show where we can discuss how, because Hong Kong's so closely attached to China, let's have a
Yeah.
discussion about what's going on with Evergrande. Just stick with the facts. I'll do some homework and some research so I don't misspeak on these topics. We'll talk about Evergrande. We're going to talk about the banking crisis going on in China to give you guys an idea of what's going on from a global perspective and how this impacts things like Mark's, one of his home countries, right? He's got two home countries, right? This is 50% of his home country of Hong Kong or territory, or actually probably just China now, if you want to get
Just
political.
another city.
Just another city. Because they're tied so tightly, this is going to impact it in its own way. Now, I feel like the real estate there is different. However, it's going to bleed over, right? Like it's all one big mesh.
We're starting to see issues like in other Asian countries. Sri Lanka, Pakistan is next. And people who have been tied to China's One Belt, One Road initiative, you're starting to see the cards fall.
Yeah, Belt
Which is kind of.
And you're seeing the more I watch these, I watch a lot of global economy things, and like there's definitely something happening in China, and China's got some things that they're putting into play to try to like take care of this issue. It's kind of happened. They kind of let it happen because these companies are extremely powerful. And then when the default chain reactions happened, the Chinese government's doing their best, I think, to stop this. But they're playing the capitalism and communism game, right? And they're trying to play both sides, and it just doesn't work. You have to pick one or the other. And the capitalism side is now collapsing. You're seeing a housing collapse in China, and we'll discuss this. I think it's a good topic for next week.
Yeah.
And how it potentially could set up the world and just our perspective. I mean, we're not going to go Joe Rogan on you here or anything, but
Look, have you ever tried DMT?
yes, miracle. We just got demonetized by talking about this. Hey, if we can get Elon on to pop out a spliff, we'll our numbers will explode.
Look, man,
Anyway.
have you just ayahuasca is amazing.
Oh my God. For those of you who've never watched Joe Rogan, he's Mark,
What you need
this
to do,
guy, this
if you
guy
never
right
watched,
here,
if
this
you never
guy
watched
right
Joe
here.
Rogan, you need to go watch the Joe Rogan Alex Jones episode, the first one that they
Oh,
did. That's the one
freaking
you
hell.
need to watch.
AJ, man.
Don't
Alex
watch.
Jones.
Just that's the one. That's the one you need to watch.
Entertainment.
Sometimes it's just kind of retarded.
Finest. That's finest. Okay, and on that
Love
note,
it.
I think it's a good place to stop the show. We hit hour and a half point.
Yes.
Wow. All right, do your homework. Yeah, don't have to do homework. We'll tell you guys all about what's going on with the stuff and Belton Road and things like that. We'll kind of fill you in because I think it's a lot of the Western media doesn't cover this, and it might be worth at least explaining at a high level what's going on and letting you do your own homework. Because like at the end of the day, you guys are super smart. You're smart people. Like we'll kind of push you, and if you're interested, go check it out. Find out on your own. Like take the spirit and make your own decision. We're not telling you how to think. We just like having a conversation with you because
that's right.
You're basically cool people. We love hanging out with you.
Yeah, cool people.
You guys are cool cats. Anyway,
the producer said in chat she thinks the American accent is better. Yes, but she turns on subtitles when we have to go watch Swap Shop because she can't. Because she's like, what are they saying? Oh. What is oh? She gotta put oh in the car. What is oh in the car?
oh in the car, oh in the car.
Hey, we're running out of oh, so we gotta go down to the gas station. And that's when she realized, oh, it's oil.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Where is Merville?
Maryville? Yes. If you want to pronounce it correctly, it's Maryville.
Yes.
But it's Merville.
It's Merville, Tennessee.
Yeah. And it's Lafayette, Louisiana, but there's a street in Nashville, and we call it Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, Lafayette Street. No, it's Lafayette Street in Nashville.
It's Lafayette Street.
It's Lafayette Street in Nashville. It's Lafayette in
Yeah.
And we also have another one called it's German. It's Diemenbrunn, but we call it Demumbrian.
Of course.
Yeah, because that's how we say it in Nashville, Tennessee. Demumbrian. You take a ride on Demumbrian, go down to Lafayette. Lafayette. Take a left on Lafayette, go down to Demumbrian, hang a right.
Lafayette spelled Lafayette.
Yeah, Lafayette spelled Lafayette. That one. That's the one you want. I get him confused. I want to pronounce it Lafayette like Louisiana, like the French spelling, which is the correct way.
How you're supposed to pronounce it.
Lafayette. Anyway. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
this is now we're doing very hyper local Nashville jokes and Southern jokes, and we can't.
The
do
producer, poor girl, she was just like, I can't understand what they're saying.
Thank God. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Paused it.
Thank God. Like my producer, like met my family not too long ago. Went to the States. She was like, I can understand like 2/3 what your mom says. I'm like. Welcome to the South.
That's right.
Somehow I did not inherit the Southern accent. Thank goodness. But neither did you. You dodged it.
Well, here the thing is like.
Well, more of this, the more mine comes out.
Progressively, it'll come out the more I drink. Last night, I ran into the only other person from Arkansas in Japan.
Oh, did you go full redneck?
Oh yeah, we both went full redneck.
Yeah. You talk about hog hunting.
No, we're talking about college football.
Oh boy.
And Boudin.
Boudin?
Yeah, college football and Boudin, and just what are you doing here?
Like you met another guy from Arkansas in Japan.
I know. Crazy.
Weird. Small world.
We're the only two people.
Anyway.
Oh well.
All right. Well, enough of that. Thank you all for joining us every single week. It's the same. I love our crew here. It's so good. Even though I can't see chat right now, I'm like literally blind to chat. So Mark, it's on Mark on that one.
It's all good.
Like my chat box is like pure white. It's just gone. And then literally, I'm glad the stream's still going because like the stream, like my window, the stream's like just black. It's not even like a web page anymore. It's just black. Like I have by the way, I have no idea how to end this stream. So just, it's probably going to go black and then I'm going to kill it. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. And until next week, stay hopped up and Jono, just somehow figure out how to end this.
I can at least stop the stream. I don't know how to stop. I can stop the broadcast. I don't know how to stop the actual stream itself. So, all right, guys, wish me luck and
Yeah.
stay hopped.